I mean, last year it was 6 billion. Now we're up to 6.4. And, that's just what it takes. There's many, many different departments of the county, and about a third of those dollars go to health and human services. So 2 billion to health and human services, which is behavioral health, and trying to help the homeless, and then the COVID pandemic, that's health and human services. About a third of it goes to the safety, including the sheriffs, but also the courthouses, the DA's office, the jails, all those types of expenditures. And this year, for the first time, a long, long time, is we're dipping into the reserves. The county's always been criticized for having too much reserves. You've got all these reserves set aside. Why are you doing that? Why aren't you spending them on other programs? Well, the COVID came around, and this is the perfect example of why we need the reserves. And so we're dipping into them this time, and it looks like we're going to probably have to do it again next year as well. So we're very prudent. When I ran, for office, I stressed we have to protect the reserves, we have to protect them, and now here's the best reason for it. So this is a new thing for the county by spending reserves.
So I assume that in future budgets, you'll be your focus will be at replenishing those reserves?
Absolutely. As part of the spending of the reserves, we have to have a plan in place that within 3 years returns the reserves to the adequate number. Basically, what we try to do is keep 60 days worth of reserves on hand. And so, 2 weeks ago, we had the hearing on the budget where people got to weigh in and the public got to speak and say what they would like to see in there. It was primarily the staff's budget coming forward. Today's budget is now the board members, myself and the other board members, get to put in what they'd like to see in addition to what the staff presented. And some of what you're going to see today has been put forward by the different board offices is rental assistance is one of them. That's a big one. Crisis stabilization units going into the South Bay and then also into North County. And I also put in road projects. I mean, throughout this pandemic, even though we've got to deal with COVID, we still got to keep the engine of the county running. Right. We still got basic services we have to provide. So in Vista, Valley Center, Rancho Santa Fe, different road projects that have been on hold for years, I put those in there that say we still got to do the basic business of the county as well. So we're doing all the things required, of us, spending this money as prudently as possible is what I'm going to be looking for in the budget.
Lastly, Mr. Desmond, you had a couple virtual town halls, basically with people that could opine on that. Did any one citizen stand out to you as in your course of listening to getting feedback from your constituents?
Well, I got to tell you, the rental assistance, I think this is more countywide. It was really brought up, and what I kind of read through the rental assistance is people want to be responsible. People want to pay their rent. They're saying, look, but I need help, during this time. We don't want to make it a permanent thing. So I think that, and even businesses, they want to be responsible. Everybody is willing to do the right things, which is great. It's phenomenal. But to get to the end, but one of the frustrating things we have from the governor and the state is we aren't given the guidelines or how to get to the next level. Everybody's willing to do it. Everybody's willing to be responsible. Just give us the path, like the schools. We have a path to open the schools. For the businesses right now, they're all, we're all saying, what's the plan here to opening up businesses? And right now we're in limbo on that. And that's something my office, we're going to continue working. I'm going to continue sending letters, knocking at the door of the governor saying, we can be safe, we can be open, and let San Diego have more local control.